Your child isn't just moody. They melt down over things that seem so small. Sleep feels impossible. School mornings are a battle. And you find yourself tiptoeing around the house, unsure what might set them off next. You've done all the counseling, you've tried the therapy sessions, maybe even medication. But instead of easing the anxiety and the outbursts, nothing seems to stick. And some days, it feels like things are only getting worse. Now, if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. More than 4 million children in the US struggle with anxiety, and the numbers continue to rise. But here's the part most parents aren't told. Anxiety in kids isn't simply a behavior issue that needs to be managed. At its core, it's neurological. This video is for every parent who feels exhausted, discouraged, and tired of being told that your child will just simply grow out of it. Together, we're going to unpack why your child's anxiety shows up the way it does, how early stress gets locked into the nervous system, and most importantly, how neurologically focused chiropractic care can help unlock their natural ability to regulate, to calm, and ultimately to thrive. Anxiety is something every child will experience at some point in life. Big transitions, challenges at school, or stressful moments can all bring it out. But what we're talking about here goes beyond that. The hardest part for so many kids isn't the anxiety itself, it's the anxiety about having anxiety. That constant cycle is actually a sign that their nervous system is dysregulated. When your child is stuck in this state, it's not a matter of willpower or behavior. Their nervous system is locked in fight or flight mode, unable to shift into the calm, regulated state we all need in order to feel safe, to sleep well, and to process emotions. Even simple daily activities can feel overwhelming or threatening because the brain is constantly sending out alarms. This stuck state is most often caused by subluxation, stress and tension that builds up in the nervous system and interferes with healthy communication between the brain and the body. Now, this buildup doesn't just appear out of nowhere. For many children, it starts before they're even born. When mom experiences high stress during pregnancy, those stress hormones cross the placenta and begin shaping how the baby's nervous system develops. Birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, or vacuum deliveries can also create physical trauma to the delicate upper neck and brainstem, where so many critical nerves are housed. And from there, early childhood brings more stressors, falls, frequent illnesses, emotional stress, antibiotics. They pile layer upon layer of strain on the nervous system that's already struggling to keep up. Without addressing those root causes, children don't grow out of anxiety. They grow into even more complex neurological challenges. One of the biggest pieces of the puzzle, and one that rarely gets talked about in traditional healthcare, is the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve is like your child's brake pedal. It helps the body shift into rest, healing, and regulation. But when subluxation interferes with the vagus nerve function, that brake pedal just doesn't work. Suddenly, your child can't calm themselves no matter how hard they try. This is why traditional approaches often fall short. You can't teach coping skills to a child whose nervous system is physically unable to access the calm state they'd need to put those skills into practice. At E320 Chiropractic, we take a different approach. We use INSiGHT neurological scans to see what's actually happening inside your child's nervous system. Now, these scans show us exactly where the stress is stuck and how severe the dysfunction is. For example, one of the most common patterns we see on our EMG scans is elevated tension in the neck and the sacrum. As you can see on this scan, those areas light up with stress, flooding the nervous system with nonstop sensory overload. Now, that overload keeps the brain locked in, fight or flight mode. Sometimes we even see specific markers like a small yellow bar near the lower thoracic spine, around T10. That's the area connected to the adrenal glands. When that bar shows up, it often tells us that the child's system has been under stress for so long that the adrenals are just exhausted. This adrenal fatigue is one of the hallmark signs of chronic anxiety and neurological burnout. Now, through gentle adjustments, our goal is to release that stuck stress, restore healthy communication, and reactivate the vagus nerve so your child's nervous system can finally shift back into balance. When that happens, their natural ability to self-regulate, to calm, and to heal comes back online. If what we shared today sounds like your child's story, know this: you don't have to keep navigating it alone. And your child doesn't have to stay stuck in this cycle. There is a way forward. If you'd like to learn more about how anxiety shows up in the nervous system, what our INSiGHT scans reveal, and how we can help guide your child through the process of true healing, we'd love to connect with you. Click the link in our bio, drop us a comment, or send us a message. We're here to walk this journey with you and your family.